Hello and welcome back to our Orc Shaman, and we're going to be attacking these guys because, well, they were right outside, right? They were right outside. I wanted to try and pursue them. I've already actually taken Chantillon because it was pretty easy. Just had to get my siege camp up and running, and otherwise just go straight on in. I mean, super simple. There were basically no units in there anyway, only about 150. Anyway, we now have the ability to hopefully eliminate this army and then move on to the final fief that this particular faction has, and that's just going to be a castle. That's going to be pretty simple for us, or at least I hope so. And otherwise, let's see what happens here. Obviously we've got a bunch of actually, wait a minute, they're not even really using that many cavalry, so pretty happy with that, to be honest. And I did level up, so we now have the maximum shall we say career skills that we can currently get, and all I need to do is get the shrines done and level up my spellcraft a little bit more, and then we should be completely fine, and that should be all good. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do our standard thing where we go in against the infantry. Not sure if this is really going to pay off, but let's try it out, because obviously the thing is, the enemy's cavalry are obviously kind of annoying. Let's use this, let's use that, there we go. Use everything at my disposal and then try to murder everything in sight. Now the thing is, you know what? Let's do it. Okay, I'm gonna go for it. Ooh, that was really bad. Did you see that? Our shaman literally just did massive damage to our own forces. That is something that will happen quite often if you're actually using a bunch of spellcasters. They are very likely to kill your own troops, which is not exactly great, but you know, that happens. And indeed, whoa, look at this. Massive damage being done here. I absolutely love Here We Go, by the way. Oh, Here We Go is absolutely fantastic, because as soon as we use Here We Go, everything just absolutely obliterates. We just get so much attack speed. It's actually hilarious how much attack speed we even get from it. And indeed, it helps me actually be so much more effective as well. There we go. Let's get another one of these. And maybe I can bonk some people on the head. It's not gonna happen, is it? It's not gonna happen. Yeah, no. Oh, there we go. We got him. We got him off his mount too. That's fantastic. Look at that. That was actually... Oh, we hit that guy too. Okay, fantastic. Oh, nice. Okay, we're getting some pretty decent hits. Surprisingly so. Wouldn't have expected that. But there you go. All right. And yeah, I guess I can actually just... I can kind of rest easy a little bit now. I don't think we really need to worry too much about pretty much anything here. I'm going to be using Here We Go once again. And we're just going to be attempting to eliminate the last remaining couple of units. And my spellcraft is now 227, by the way, as you can see right there. So that means that I am now done with that portion of the quest. And now all we need to do is level up my faith skill. And indeed raid the last, I don't know, 15 shrines or something like that. So it is going to take me quite some time to do that, unfortunately. I would really appreciate it if we didn't have so many of these things to do, or at the very least, if the shrines were not having a global cooldown, because obviously the fact that we can only loot one, no matter where it is or which one it is, every 5 days, it kind of makes things pretty harsh. But yeah, well, whatever the case, that's how it goes. You know, we're just gonna have to make do with what we've got and try to make the best of it. And as you can see, oh, hello. Yes, do some damage to these guys. There we go. These guys have no idea what they are about to face, apart from the fact that it's obviously pretty clear. I mean, it's a massive sham. I was going to say chamois because chamois is basically the, well, not the slang term, but more like the nickname for a shaman in World of Warcraft, yes. And so there you go. That was what I was going to call it. That is hilarious. Yeah, well, there you go. A massive orc chamois just running towards these guys and being like, yeah, I've got a big mace. I've got a big mace. And I'm going to go bonk on your face. And that's exactly what we're going to do. But yeah, that is indeed a victory for us. We're actually chasing after this cavalry person right now. And there you go. That's the victory. Not too bad. Ended up losing 17 troops. Most of those were goblins, I believe. Yeah, goblins and lower tier troops. So I don't really have anything to worry about there. And indeed, we are going to be capturing every single one. And I'm actually... Oh, wow. I have so many people to level up. Okay, I did not realize that. Yeah, so basically what we're going to do is we're literally not going to take anyone here. Because I don't want to go back to any of the towns. I literally just want to go on to the castle straight away. And we've got more dragon's blood there. Obviously, we're making quite a bit of dragon's blood. And generally, we could also maybe find a beastman herdstone. That would be kind of fun. But yeah, anyway, let's just go over here and see what we can do. It is going to take me quite some time to get there. Unfortunately, we are moving at 1.8, but that's just because we have so many people. We are overburdened slightly as well, as you can quite clearly tell. And I mean, that's pretty clear. Yes, hello. Yeah, they're going to be going in there and they're going to try to be annoying. Of course. Alright, here it goes. This is the final siege that we have to do to eliminate the faction. We kind of have to do this, by the way, because if not, they're going to recapture one of our other towns, and I would very much appreciate that not to happen. So, we'll see if we can maybe teleport ourselves in there. I think they do have some siege equipment, so I'm not a big fan of that, but not much I can do about that is there. You know, just kind of have to deal with it. Okay, so let's see what I can do here. Okay, did I... Yep, no, did it right. Okay, fantastic. Actually did it right this time around. Let's try and see if I can do some damage. Nice, there you go, 10. 10 targets hit. Very nice, I like it. Okay, so otherwise, apart from that, well, what can we do? Let's buff these guys, I guess. Let's punch him. Punch him. I'm obviously joking with the punching, but we actually did some damage with it, surprisingly enough. Well, I'm not going to hit that guy, that's for sure. That is way too difficult for us right there. But there we go. Nice, nice, nice. Let's clean up over here. Try to make sure that we're helping out all of our friends. And then I'm going to see if I can maybe do a nice little snipe up here. There we go. Look at that. Oh, yes. Love it. Absolutely love that. Okay. Now, let's see if we can maybe... Are we actually opening this door or are we not? Do we care about opening the door? Not really. I mean, all things considered, not really, I guess. Let's buff everyone once again. I guess Arda's nails kind of makes sense, right? And then what we're going to do is we're just going to... Oh, hello. Alright, I certainly wasn't expecting this. Alright, well, this is not going to work out too well for me. Yeah, I'm actually not entirely sure where can I go from here. I'm just going to run away, I guess. Just a little bit. A little bit of runnings, never hurt anyone. There we go. Nice. Now we're just going to murder these guys up here. Kind of what I was hoping for. Unfortunately, I did manage to murder someone up there from our own forces, but that's okay. You know, we've got enough people, and we're doing relatively nicely in terms of ratio so far. Let's use this. Here we go. There we are. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, now we can maybe we could do some heavy damage here. Alright, here come all our guys coming in, and yeah, we'll just give them Arda's nails, I guess. I mean, that makes the most sense. Now let's see if what I can do here is just do a nice little snipe. There it is. Okay, unfortunate that we didn't hit that many people this time around, but you know, what can I do? Sometimes we get luckier than others. And indeed, there is a significant number of enemy archers in this area. I'd love to be able to eliminate them, but it does look as though we're not going to get that much luck on our side this time, for these fellows at least. Might be able to get, maybe Gazer Mork, maybe we'll be able to do it. Highly unlikely. Here we go. Alright, there it is. Nice. Absolutely huge. The attack speed bonus that we gain from here we go is so extremely satisfying. It really is. It looks as though that is indeed it for this castle, and indeed for the faction itself. And I am very, very pleased that we were able to do this. And now we can actually move on to other things. I would love to be able to get to tier 3 career options. So I'm thinking what we might decide to do is... Oh, hello. Yep, yeah, just going to go straight on in there. Yeah, but what we might decide to do is just spend some time at a shrine and literally just try to get tier 3. And that's it. I mean, what else can I do? I guess we could try to get some vassals maybe to join us. Decrease melee damage taken. Yeah, probably going to take that. And put that on ourselves. And there you go. They've been eliminated. Fantastic. That's exactly what we wanted. Now, I can manage the castle a little bit, but yeah, we might want to make a vassal. Maybe we want to make a vassal. That might be kind of fun. Wow, this is a very nicely upgraded castle. It looks as though it has not been destroyed or devastated or anything like that from any particular siege. That kind of makes sense, I guess, considering I highly doubt this thing has been taken ever before, so that's probably the reason why it's doing so well in regards to upgrades. So now, here's the thing. Are they actually still wanting... Oh, they are still besieging it. Oh, okay. Oh, wait. It's a different faction. Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. Alright, so I basically had the opportunity to... okay, there's some weird... Okay, yeah, there's something weird going on there. Okay, so basically what has happened is I've created a faction, or shall we say clan. I've created a new clan. We're almost clan tier 6, by the way. They're very, well, not that close to it, but yes, we've created a clan, as you can see. I've called them the Big Bosses, yeah. I've called them the Big Bosses. I'm not entirely sure why I called them that, but I kind of felt like, hey, you know what? Let's give them a little bit of a confidence boost. Why not? Sounds like a good idea. Now, we're really, really very close to getting the quest done, and I have to admit... there is a reason why I was able to do this much, much quicker than it would have otherwise taken me. And that is because someone gave me a tip in the comments. And I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want it to actually get fixed if there is a fix or anything like that. even possible for it. But generally, you can just go back and check out the comments, and you can see what's going on there, because I don't know. I don't want it to get changed, because it is, in my opinion, it's just annoying. It's just annoying for us to have to wait for the 5 days in between. So that's the reason why I'm yeah, I don't know. I mean, I want to tell you, I really do. I really want to tell you, but I don't want it to get fixed, because, you know, the whole grind thing is so annoying. But yeah, anyway, we're almost here to Faith Skill 150 as well, and I just wanted to show you that we're very, very close to it, and hopefully I will be able to loot this. Yes, I am. Nice. That's great. Let's see if we... Okay, yeah, well, okay, we're done there. I did not get the Faith Skill, unfortunately. I was kind of hoping that we would, and there you go. So that's the last of the shrines that we need. And funnily enough, even using this particular strategy to get the shrines done, it still took me a huge amount of time, as you might expect. It still took me a long time to actually get it done. So even with that, right, even with the strategy that we're using to get around it, it's still annoying. You know, it's still very annoying. And it's it doesn't even, it's not even difficult, you know what I mean? It's like the brawls, you know, it's like the brawls. It's way too much grinding for my liking, despite the fact that it is literally just waiting for some time. It is well, not exactly the most riveting thing ever. But what we are now doing is we're waiting here for some time. I'm gaining 500 faith skill points every single, or should we say skill experience, every single time. And there it is. There you go. We made it. We are now Faith 150. That is amazing. Oh yes, and I also got charm skill for creating the faction, right? Or not the faction. Why do I keep calling it the faction? I don't know. But yeah. For creating the clan, we got 67 or 57, I don't know, something like that, in regards to charm skill. And we also now have this: obtain the ability to donate items at shrines as a sacrificial offering to gain faith. That's actually hilarious that is the 150th skill level perk, when we needed it beforehand to be able to complete this quest. But yeah, anyway, we are now done. We're now done with the quest. Isn't that amazing? That's great, right? Yes, that's absolutely so fun. And that means I am now going to be able to show you the new career options, and I'm going to be able to see it too. This is me seeing this for the first time as well. So let's have a look. 15% better mumbo jumbo hardiness when wearing armor bits below 15. So in other words, what's that? 15% better hardiness? Oh, magic resistance. Okay, I get it. We're getting magic resistance. Okay. Then we have 10 more mumbo jumbo points. So in other words, more winds of magic, better luck. 70 more toughness for shaman bosses in the mob. So in other words, more HP for them. And Call of the Great Green is better with faith points. And then what do we have here? 10% more spell damage, 30% more mumbo jumbo points for shaman bosses, 10% better luck when we're in armor bits below 15, 60 more boys for the mob, and Call of the Great Green makes you 50% tougher for some time. That's actually pretty crazy. So I think I'm probably going to be taking that one. I don't really like this one that much. I do feel as though tier 3, or shall we say, I feel like tier 3 career options or career skills are not as impactful as they used to be. Because if you recall, if you've obviously played the Old Realms yourself, or if you've seen my series on it, then you'll recall that whenever we got to tier 3, our power spike, I mean, generally it would happen that, you know, the power spike would mostly happen in tier 2, and then you know, would get further compounded by being tier 3. So basically what would happen is you start off tier 1, you'd be kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, I can see, you know, I can see what these tier 1 skills are doing. You know, they're being, you know, they're being pretty good, right? You know, they're being pretty good. And they're actually, you know, setting a nice solid foundation for stuff. And then you kind of go into tier 2 once you get your clan tier leveled up. And then you're like, whoa, okay, wait a minute. I can see what's going on here. It's getting really good now, you know? It's getting significantly better. And then as soon as you get to tier 3, then everything completely changes, and now you have a unique ability. Your career ability becomes this crazy thing that absolutely obliterates huge amounts of enemies. Obviously, not every single class has a career ability that will do that. Alright, looks as though we got a massive, massive charging army going on here. 1,100 want to tackle us. That is, of course, not really going to do much. That's not going to do much, because we're going to go straight on in here, and we're going to be being right killy, aren't we? Yeah, right killy, crumping all the humies. That's exactly what we're going to do, right? That's exactly what we're going to do. So, otherwise, let's just get absolutely murdered by the catapults. That sounds like a great idea. But yeah, most of the time, we don't want that. So let me actually just see what I can do. Okay, we'll go with something like this. There we go. Alright, nice. That actually worked surprisingly well. And I'm going to tell my forces to charge in here. I am actually unsure. Are they going to do something? Yeah, they are actually doing something now. Okay. Let's use this. A little bit worried. Yeah, a little bit worried here. Is my two-handed actually leveling up at all, by the way? Because, as far as I'm aware, I haven't seen it level up in quite some time. Oh, that was a nice crush through right there. See, that's exactly what we could just do that, you know? We could just do that. We have every single possibility in the world for any kind of crush through kill, which I super appreciate. Okay, wait a minute. Hello there. Do I want to go? No, I really want to go for a nice little snipe, but yeah, I'm gonna hit my own people, and I don't really want to do that. So we're just gonna go over there manually, unfortunately. But this is definitely one of the easier sieges that we've had recently. I mean, you could see very clearly, I mean, what do they have here? Just peasant archers and stuff like that. Really not gonna... Oh. Well, hello there, friends. I certainly wasn't expecting these guys to show up. And I believe that is basically it. We're just going to use this on them. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Look at that. Fantastic. It's so funny. We don't even have maximum spellcraft, but we are doing so much damage with it. It's actually surprising. I definitely wouldn't have thought that we would be able to one-shot people with this, but it's so nice that we can. Especially considering, you know, initially we thought, hey, this ability is kind of bad. But obviously that's just how it goes. You know, that's how it goes with a lot of the careers in the old realms. Most of the time you're going to think, wow, my career ability is kind of bad. But then, oh yes, then you start unlocking things and it starts becoming extremely satisfying to use. And that's exactly what I'm talking about, actually. A lot of the time, when you play this mod, the progression is very, very succinct, very satisfying. Unfortunately, you know, as I've said, doesn't really happen as much with this new, shall we say, quest system, because the quests, well, the quests are welcome. Don't get me wrong. I do actually very much appreciate the fact that there are quests to do, because I think that's really fun, right? I think that having an objective to work towards, I think that's really, really great. However, there are those moments where you just kind of go, I really wish I wouldn't have to do 75 brawls, or, you know, 30 lootings of the shrine and stuff like that. But yeah, anyway, 162 renown, not too bad. Obviously, we're pretty close to clan tier 6, even though it's probably not going to make that much difference. Oh, wait a second, what's actually going on here? Why am I at 421 now? Why am I at 421? Is there a... Did I lose my war status or something like that because I took too long to go in here? That could be the case. If that is the case, then I'm actually very surprised because I didn't think that I was taking that long at all. I thought I was very, very quick, actually. Let's take a look. I'm going to assume it is actually the war... Yeah, the war meter. Are you serious? Okay, that's actually insane because I went in here... I mean, basically, I took a few more days because I thought to myself, okay, you know what? I'm going to just let them do their own thing, you know? I'm going to try and see if we can maybe starve them out a little bit. You know, that was kind of the hope here. But then, you know, just wasn't possible. So then I was like, okay, yeah, you know what? We'll just go straight on in. But now look at what has happened. This is terrible. This is absolutely awful. But I guess we'll just have to do what we can do. And hopefully we'll get an opportunity to increase our war meter once again. But you know what I'm going to do right now? I'm actually going to end this episode off here. And maybe, potentially, even end the series off here. Because we've seen exactly what the chamois is capable of. And indeed, if we take a look, for example, at these things are not really going to change a huge amount about our class and how we play it. And that's the thing that I actually wanted to even talk about earlier, about, you know, how the progression used to work with the older careers. Because, you know, for example, you play as like the vampire, or you play as, I don't know, the Waywatcher or something like that. I think they've nerfed a bunch of things in the past, obviously, because they were very strong. Like, for example, the damsel career for, you know, for the Bretonnians. That used to be extremely, extremely strong because all you would have to do is cast ravens and stuff like that, right? I think there were 2 damage over time abilities, like they were hexes or curses that you could use on the opponent. And they were extremely powerful because of their low mana cost. And you were able to do insane amounts of damage with them. Anyway, to cut a long story short, the Orc Shaman, and as well as maybe even the War Boss as well, and maybe even the Dwarf Runesmith, I don't think they gain that much. I think the Dwarf Runesmith does gain a lot more from tier 3, but the others don't really gain too much. And so when you're tier 2, when you have career tier 2, you're more than likely going to be, well, you're going to be pretty happy with that. You know, that's going to be a significant bonus for you. You know, for example, look at this, 50% more HP, 60 more boys for the mob. You know, this is all good. You know, Call of the Great Green gives boys 10% hardiness for some time. No more stumbling from puny hits, for example. You know, all this stuff makes a huge difference to your overall capabilities, whereas this is just kind of compounding how good you are. So it's not really as necessary, at least in my opinion. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode and probably for the series. I thank you very much for joining us on this journey here. And, well, joining me, you know, because generally it's just me, actually, but I do appreciate you joining me for this. And otherwise, I'm going to think about a new series. I don't know what we're going to do. I have an idea about what I'd like to do, but I need to check on the mod specifically that will make it work. So we'll see if that's been updated or not, as the case may be. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.